All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Mike Price, EXP Realty, got my good friend and special guest on the Top Producer Series today, Jennifer Greenway. Hello, Jennifer.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing better now that we're on the StreamYard together. Thanks for coming.
Right?
So, Jennifer,
Yeah.
I've known Jennifer a long time. Jennifer's been a good friend, still a good friend. She was a former team leader of mine at Keller Williams, former mentor of mine, always pushing me. And this is when I was starting my business, really going full time back in the early 2012, 13, things like that.
Yeah.
And so Jennifer was a big part of me getting that off the ground. Jennifer has since been MAPS coach. I mean, your resume is huge. We're going to tell you talk about that. Owned her own brokerage. She recently left her brokerage to join us at
Yes.
EXP Realty.
Yes.
And now, not only that, you are now the designated managing broker for EXP Realty.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about, first, before we get into the rest of the conversation, tell us a little bit about the journey, how you ended up here and why you ended up here.
Yeah, it's been interesting because 4 years ago, I started my own brokerage firm with one of my business partners. So I was a MAPS coach and coaching and started my own coaching company and was coaching for Keller Williams and coaching for the Rawls group of Keller Williams and coaching for the Heart of Atlanta and working with all of their coaches and their team leaders on how to implement coaching in their offices. And coaching. And then as people would leave that organization and join another organization or start their own company, they would say, I still would like your help, because you get into a relationship with people and you stay in relationship, hopefully. Yeah. And so I would still be coaching them. And so that didn't feel so good to the operating partner at Keller Williams. And he was like, I think you kind of need to make a decision on what you want to do. And I said, well, I'd like to do what I'm doing, right? Like if you coach somebody in an office and you coach the person in the office next to them, if you're at the same brand, you're coaching competitors. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Right. It doesn't matter. We're all in the same industry. It doesn't matter what brand you are. So to me, it didn't feel funky, but to them it did. And so I left a coaching client of mine who was a franchisee of a small brokerage firm. And my business partner turned to me and said, why don't we have our own brokerage? Then we don't have to worry about this. Yeah. And I said, because that's a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know if I want to do that. But we did, because you know what happened in March of 2020?
That's right. Yeah. Everything got shut down.
So it gave us a great opportunity to work on opening our own brokerage firm. It gave us time to dream and think and plan and be strategic. And we put it together very fast. And by June 1, we had a full-fledged operating brokerage firm with nearly 30 agents, and we were rocking and rolling. So fast forward, 4 years ago next month was when we started that venture. And we learned a lot. We learned a lot in 4 years. And so if you want to know about all the mistakes, just call me. I'll tell you all my mistakes. But a lot of people learned a lot, which I'm very, very happy for. The brokerage is still going strong. Well, I have a lot of great friends at EXP, and we were looking at, we were now being approached by several different brokerages who said, hey, we'd like to acquire you. And going through that
take over your brokerage.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we started that process with several different brokerages, and I knew that EXP would be the best fit. Okay. Going through that process, then I was asked, hey, would you want to be a managing broker for EXP? And I thought, well, that would be, that's what I've been doing. So that's technically what I've done for the last 18 years. And I said, well, sure, let me throw my hat in the ring on that. So that kind of takes off fast forward. Meantime, we're flushing through moving an entire brokerage firm and decided that the timing wasn't right. So they need to stay put for another year financially to make that happen, because it's brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't work. And so, but in the meantime, hi, I'm your designated broker at EXP.
So now that you're here,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of reasons, and we're going to ask you in a minute, you know, some of the reasons that you like. There's a lot of great models out there. You know, I've been part of a couple of them. You know, it's nothing wrong with them. No. But you came over here. You know, what was it about? I'll just ask you now. What was it about the model here that was attractive? Because you could have gone anywhere. I mean, what was so attractive about the EXP model?
Well, if you are an entrepreneur and you are not just selling houses, because you can sell houses anywhere, and you can sell houses at EXP, right? So a lot of houses. But at some point in time, you're going to look at, what is my end game? How do I transition out of this business and beyond selling your database? Because that happens, but it doesn't happen often, and we're told that, right? I've helped a lot of people with that. The only value as an agent that your business has is your database, but it's got to be really well oiled. That's a big game to sell that piece. You can do it. However, the flip side of that is, where's the residual income? Where are you building? And being that we were both with Keller Williams, I was one of the top profit share earners at Keller Williams in the Southeast. I mean, no shame in my game. I was a team leader, etc. But I've made good profit share. It's nothing going to be to what the EXP model will do for me and my family. And so I'm at an age where I'm going to be an empty nester soon, but I've still got time to work and build and grow. And that for me really was, one, it's the stock options, and two, it's the rev share.
Yes.
I have to tell you, that's why I made the move initially, because I saw that the model is awesome. Like it's a no-brainer financially. Just a no-brainer.
It really is. I say that with a smile on my face, but it is really, once you look at it, it's like, wow, I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, 3 weeks in, it's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. And I don't think that people would think or even believe you when you're like, oh, but you're a virtual world, and don't you get on that little world with those little avatars? And yes, but we're all still people. All you have to do is connect with the people face to face. All you have to do is get out and press the flesh, say hello, and meet the people. And so I know you're going to ask me about what the future is or what the goal is, but that's the biggest part of the goal, is the people.
Well, part of the virtual thing, 2020, everybody went virtual, everybody. Okay. Business didn't stop. In a lot of cases, it went up. Productivity went up. Employee happiness went up. All of that. People like work from home. They can still be productive at home. I have an office, and a lot of us at EXP have an office. We bought as investments.
Yeah.
Do you need it? You can do everything you want to do out of your house, right?
Yes.
There's the community piece, which is one of the big things we've been talking about since you got here, is really blowing that community piece up.
Yes.
But it's kind of back to what you said about a no-brainer. And when we say that, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a dig at anybody that snubbed the model. It's not it.
No.
There is a difference between top line revenue share, and profit share. And it's like this. And the profit share is great if the current market center is profitable. It's awesome. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they struggle. Top line revenue is right off the top. How can EXP do that? There's no brick and mortar. There's no $1 million+ market centers annually to run, and there's no real estate to pay for. And so that's how able to do that. And the stock piece, and you said something about the stock piece. The stock piece is incredible because we're owners of the company now.
Right.
We have shareholder meetings. Like we have a say. We are building when we build it, we're building a company that's going to benefit our families down the road. So it's definitely something I think everybody should take a look at. It's not for everybody. There's a lot of homes being sold here. A lot of the biggest producers I've ever met bigger than any other brokers that I know of around here are in EXP. And so it's definitely a forward-thinking, high production system.
Yes.
But back to you, back to being the broker of Georgia, which is like this whole state of Georgia, which is incredible. Where do you see, what do you see it looking like in, 2, 3, 5 years as the state of Georgia grows? I think we're 3,000 agents now, a little bit more than that, maybe.
Yeah. As
this thing gets to 5 and 10 and 15, 20,000 agents in Georgia.
Right.
Where do you see this going? And what do you think, what a lot of the benefits for the agents are?
Well, we are going to grow. It's definitely the plan. And my successor has moved on to the growth team. And so we're meeting and working together on what that looks like. We're definitely poised to go, right? I think there's 120,000 agents in Georgia. So we're going to grow. To go back just 1 second from the pandemic from 2020, this is why EXP is so cool from an agent's perspective, because it's ahead of the curve with the virtual model. And real estate is changing. It's always changing, right? But models are changing, and the way we do business is changing. And there will always be a need for all the models. All the models are appropriate and are fantastic, and they have a place, right? There's a place for everybody. Yeah. But being on the cutting edge of that, being able to be with a company who is way down the line in that, to me is very comforting. It's very comforting. This is not new to EXP. Right. And that is really, really cool. As far as growth goes, we're going to be doing much more, many more in what we call in real life events, right? To where we get to see one another. And even Monday launches the new virtual world for EXP. So it's no longer an app, it's a URL. You can get in from anywhere, so much easier. It's a lot of fun. But there's an option in there for me to show you my face, like to click on the camera. So you've got my avatar, just look at my face. So you're going to see people, because we're people. We're not just hiding. But the biggest thing for me, you know this, because I've known you for a long time, I'm a connector. And people want to feel connected. When they feel disconnected in their life in general, I don't care what situation it is, whatever that brings to their life declines. And so the best way to help people be productive is to connect with them and to pick up the phone and call people and to press the flesh, as I like to say, show up and be there for people. And that's what's going to make us grow. So we are already starting. I know you and I are kicking off an event in March.
That's right.
Yeah, we're doing that. My main focus, one of my main focuses, though, as the designated managing broker, is to connect with our icons and our big teams, because you're already running great businesses on your own. And that's awesome. We just need to be there when you support and want to help you grow that business. And I think if we can help other people grow their businesses, our business is going to grow. And so we need to have people who feel connected and are plugged in and believe that somebody is there to support them. Can't say yes to everything and every wish you ever have, but I can listen to you. And so that's really going to be my main focus, is just connecting. Everything else will happen if we feel connected. And I have to tell you, I have to brag on our staff. There are phenomenal people here in Georgia working to support you. They're incredible. We're poised to grow. We are poised to grow. We've got the support. They're beasts. I'm so impressed. I've warned them, because Monday, I'm like full-fledged on Monday in the behind the scenes where I said, well, get ready. I'm going to break it. I'm going to screw it all up.
You're going to break it and fix it.
They said, it's okay, because that's how you learn. But really, 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 Mike, it's about connecting and growing and making people feel welcomed and real, and we're real people. And so that's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to grow. We're going to grow people's businesses. You know me, that's my number one thing is I want to know what your business plan is. How can I help you get there? What can I do to help you, have those conversations? And that's really my sweet spot. My sweet spot is helping people grow businesses.
Well, you've helped me grow mine. You've helped so many others. And say, we're on live television, folks. I had to grab the dog. She was barking at me while Jennifer was talking. So this is the joys of live streaming.
That's
We're just being real here. This is a real, like we're real people. Like I'm holding the dog while we're doing this. So she doesn't bark. And she's 5 pounds, by the way. So she's a little girl. So let's go back for a second. What you said icon, the word icon. And I want to be clear that everybody understands what that is. There's a lot of folks that you and I know personally and professionally that would be icons here. And an icon is somebody that caps, right? The cap's 16,000 here, lower than other brokerages. Once you cap and do an additional 20 transactions for a $250 transaction fee, which is $5,000, then you get, as soon as you hit that 20 transaction, that's usually between 24 and 32 deals, depending on your volume.
Yeah.
Once you hit that additional 20, you're an icon. And immediately the next month, you get half of your cap, $8,000 back in company stock. And then you can do, and I love this piece, the culture requirements that you have to do to get the other $4,000 of it.
That's right.
We're teaching classes. We're giving back. We're mentoring agents. We're leading and moderating panels and, masterminds. And all that's geared towards education and growth for the agents. And then going to the events, the regional rallies here in Georgia, and also the EXP Con, which is in Miami this year. Then you get $2,000 in stock for doing that. So you get essentially $16,000 back. And if you're an agent paying a cap to a brokerage,
yeah.
And I'm saying this with respect, because I got them too. The little plaques that say "Good job." I had a bunch of them, and I felt really good about that.
Yeah.
But those respectfully won't pay for my son's college. Yeah. And my stock portfolio now will pay for my son's college, and I'm doing the same thing I was doing for the last 12 years. Nothing's changed. I'm just working at a different place selling real estate. So as we get going down the road with this, I think one of the things that you and I know you will do very well is get the word out of what it's really like to be here. Yes. And there's not an issue or a production thing or any kind of thing that cannot be solved by being here.
Right.
That's it. I mean, you can just come here and end your search for the magic search. But I love the fact that you're here. I love that you've come over. It's like, as Stacy was saying, like a breath of fresh air. And we are, dedicated to supporting you in every way we can, to be in business with you once again. Yes. I don't want to say ground floor start. We're a startup that was started in 2009, and now we have 90,000 agents globally. So it's not a little thing anymore. It's big. The support that you have behind you behind the scenes and on the agent side here is phenomenal. And we love you and glad you're here. And we can't wait to see how this thing goes over the next, 12, 15, 18 months as we're getting you plugged in. So is there anything else you want to tell the world out there about Jennifer Greenway and what's going on at EXP?
Just get plugged in. Attend the state meetings. We've got 2 a month, and I am working diligently. I've wrapped my arms around those events and do that. Show up. And here's what I want to say to my big team leads and my icons that have staff members and agents that work for them. Use that as leverage. I know that you're leading and that you're doing a great job leading. And yet nobody wants to hear from the same person over and over again. Use leverage, right? I think, doesn't it say it's hard to be a prophet in your own land? So use the tools that EXP has as leverage as a team lead. Get your clients to the state meetings that we have. Get your clients to the in-person things. Take your team to EXP Con. Do those things. I promise you it will lift, and because it's a lot to lead, as you know, right? It's a lot to come up with subjects and topic and even just daily enthusiasm. It's tough to do as a leader. So leverage this incredible company that you have to lead. And then let us know, let me know. Call me, text me, email me and say, hey, could you do something like this? Like, what do you want? What can we do? And we'll do it. We'll put it on the docket somewhere. We've got a lot of things to accomplish, but we'll get there. So that would be my biggest thing, Mike, is just like lean in and get plugged in. One of the worst things that, people say, I don't feel supported, and yet they never plug in.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So plug in. But listen, my goal is also that you have to live under a rock on the other side of the planet to not know what's going on at EXP in Georgia. Yeah. We're going to blow it up, and you're going to know exactly when, where, how, why, and we're going to shake the bushes, and we're going to find you wherever you are and say, come on, come with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope that will help too. Communication, connectivity, it's the name of the game.
Well, you said it, my friend, and there are several of us leading the charge. And it's all based on the, in the vein of helping others grow their business. And if you can help as many people as you can grow their business, then obviously you're going to grow yours too. So, yeah. So Jennifer Greenway, hey, thanks for your time today. Super pumped about the future with this company, with you here in Georgia. And I'm glad you made it on the call today. And let's do it again in a few months and just do a recap, tell everybody where we are.
I would love that. Love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Greenway, designated managing broker for EXP Realty, leader of growth, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.